and I looked to the other side of the picture. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't even start drawing Melinoë. So hello, welcome back to another episode of Ingrafert, and this time another Hades fan art. And I just noticed the one day before I started editing this video that the Supergiants Discord has announced another update for Hades 2, the Unseen update. I think it is called the Unseen update. When I got the notifications on my phone, the little snippet of it is just saying that Hades 2 is out, and I was like, is it out, or is it still early access? It turns out the next day I found out it is just an update for the early access version, and they still haven't have the official launch day for version 1.0. So, false alert, but still I wanted to present this artwork because I think the first day that I started this artwork is when the early access of Hades 2 just come out 1 or 2 months. I started drawing this fan art with Melinoë and Hermes here, and days flew by when I found that I still haven't finished it. It's been sitting in my folder for quite a while. It's been almost 10 months since I started this drawing, meaning the Hades 2 Early Access is 1 year anniversary. So I've procrastinated for a very, very long time, and so I saw that in my folder and was like, I'm going to finish it, because I was pretty excited about drawing all the pose or the composition. It was about the time when I almost get the hang of making the composition of the artwork look good, and I drew quite a few sort of narrative artwork. It was splash art style. I don't know if it's categorized as that, but still it is sort of this 4K dimension artwork with a lot of action going on, and I wanted to do that. As you can see, this is the process of 10 years, not 10, Jesus, this is the process of 10 months ago when I was setting the composition, how the poses would look like, all the silhouettes, and then just plastering all the essential colors and give a great filter of how the lighting would look. It's not exactly a filter, but I use overlay, airbrush, those sort of tools to make it look a certain style. And if you're interested how I draw, how I color things, you can check out my previous video, which is sort of a tutorial that details step by step how I draw, how I color. I still color this way, by the way. It's just maybe a lot of details take a lot of time, and I need reference to sort of certain textures, etc. But the big picture, in terms of that, I still use those steps. And anyway, back to the drawing. I'm actually pretty satisfied about how all the pose came out, at that time at least. But there was so many details, and for Hermes, I drew quite a few fan arts of him previously. I don't know, maybe I'm a fan or something, I'm not sure. I was thinking, maybe I'm quite familiar with this design, but then Hades 2 came out, and every character has some sort of design update. They have more elaborate clothing, the more elaborate design. The little facial expression is quite a little bit different, so as in maybe everybody is a little bit grown up and a bit more mature, things like that. And so for the, facial appearance-wise, I'm just go along with my own style. Okay, just have my own little artistic liberty, because everyone draws faces a little bit different. But for the clothes, clothing details, all the accessory, the colors of the waistband, these are pretty set. And so I found out there's so many details that it's going to take a lot of time. For example, at this stage, I deliberately left out the golden lines on Hermes' chiton. It's like he has those diagonal patterns on his clothes, and I was thinking maybe I can use overlay or luminosity layer at the very end when I'm cleaning up everything. I can add effects on that, but first off, I'm just going to deal with the texture of the fabrics. Spoiler alert, it's going to be a nightmare. And spoiler alert, I decided to not wait. But anyway, here's the this is the period, when I'm trying to render Hermes, this is the period when I was spending a very, very long time with the details and doesn't really have a direction. I feel some sort of progress, as in, okay, it is getting prettier the more I work on it, but it feels never ending. Over time, it's become draining, and I look to the other side of the picture. Oh, wait a minute, I didn't even start drawing Melinoë. She's just like a giraffe sitting on the corner. This is 50% of the drawing. And what about the background? The more I think about it, the more it's like, oh god, what did I got myself into? Well, so what happens is I just keep telling myself, well, I just like drawing in general. I love my job. I just enjoy the process of drawing and just don't think about the completion rate at this point. This is the part when I started drawing the feathers of Hermes, the wings around the head. I was like, oh, enjoy pretty much. This is the part where I feel is very satisfying, and so the morale's up a little bit, and then after that I have to go back to reality somehow. And so I keep going back and forth, tweaking everything instead of making progress. For example, like changing the scarf's position a little bit upper, a little bit lower, putting Hermes a little bit higher, a bit lower, and Melinoë a bit left, a bit right. At some point, you can see that I started working on Melinoë, and this is quite a challenge because I've never drawn her before. This is the first time, new character, and of course, when it comes to things that you're not sure about, the thing you should do is to download reference pictures. And fortunately, this time in Hades 2, maybe she's the main character of sorts, I found that the character sheet is available on the wiki, the one where they show the character in T-pose, the front and the back and the side, all the details for you to refer to, and also her weapons. So she looks simple, but she's not. At first she was like, oh, just an orange skirt. I think it's okay, it's manageable. No, there's much more than that when I started drawing. And even 10 months later, when I went on to finish it, I realized that there are much more than just the orange dress. For example, the hair, it looks simple enough, right? Well, short, straight, not much detail. But then in this pose, at least the way I'm drawing right now, the physics is kind of wrong. Her hair is immediately flapping up after the laurel. Her hair is like coming down here and it just whoop, like this. This is what it looks like currently. I'll adjust it later. At this point, I'm just finding out what a nightmare I got myself into. And also, my weakness after drawing background is armor. Those metal texture thing that cover your body. Metal texture per se is not that bad. But you imagine mecha stuff, Gundam. You have to imagine the metal plates have to cover your anatomy. It's kind of, I don't know, you tell me how to say this. Just close your eyes and imagine my pain. That'll be enough. For Melinoë, the armor, it's not really armor, more like brace. On her forearm, there's upper arm actually. Upper arm, forearm, and her legs. And for her four limbs, all armors are in different position. It's kind of wrong. I suffered. For her right arm, the metal cuff is here, but for her right, left, right. This is right? For her right arm, the brace is here, and her leg is here and here and here. Makes things more complicated. For some reason, everyone in Hades, not everyone maybe, but at least these two people in the picture, have a lot of pendants around their waist. I was like, why would you do that? Why would you give me something to suffer about? And anyway, I was so happy that I was finally getting the hang of composition and coloring after 10 months of rest. I think I have to, go back to defeat it, defeat the nightmare. At this point, a few weeks ago, I'm working on this. I previously wanted to have at least some little blurry background thing going on. I have one screenshot of the Hades 2 gameplay when Melinoë met Hermes in a field, and I want like the purple field to be the background of that, maybe a little bit flashing light. But at this point, I'm just too tired. If everything is blurry, I think this is okay. We'll have some little bit of petals on this corner going on, but still, at this point, I'm pretty tired going through all the details. And if you're a big fan of Hades, if you've played it for a long time, then you have some artistic eye, you might notice that some of the accessories are missing, and it is all intentional, I tell you, because I'm too tired. For example, actually, I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to tell you that there are some details missing on the characters, and you tell me in the comments what are missing. If you can't tell it, then that means I'm just so successful as an artist that I can fool you into thinking there's nothing wrong with this picture, you know? If you can tell me, that just proves that you're a huge Hades fan, that you just notice everything that's going wrong. But of course, you can always look at the official character portrait and sort of compare. But here's the challenge. Tell me what's missing to spot the difference between my artwork and the official artwork. Maybe some armbands are missing, maybe the laurel is missing a few petals, things like that. And I hope you enjoy. And also, final question. Do you guys recommend Hades 2? I've never played it. I've played Hades 1 for how long? Let me check. I just like the character design, okay? I'm not really that... I don't really spend that much time in fighting games, and in fact I don't spend much time in games at all these days because of school. How many hours did I spend in Hades? It's freaking 37.5 hours. Last played 2024 June 4. And anyway, here are the results. Oh hey, and just to let you know, my webcomic is available on my website, introverts.com. It is a slice of life comic, pretty chill, and about my two original characters, Dr. Glass and Grim Reader. The link in the description below. So if you're interested, feel free to go check it out, and I'll see you next time. Bye!